Definitely pretty busy. I would say biggest news of the day is the trade of Von Miller from the
Yes.
Denver Broncos to the Rams. The Rams give up draft assets, which they are showing by the day that they are not. They're not all that interested in these things. I mean, draft picks, smash picks. What we give those up. There's no problem. Just we
Yeah.
just want talent. So
Maybe your Bears can get one of the draft picks that's available, or the team you cover, the Patriots. We'll see.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but the team that the Rams are building, I'm not sure how good any of the first there. I'm not sure how good their first round picks would have been anyway.
Yeah.
But that pass rush, man, at this point, a lot of people may not even realize Aaron Donald's not even leading the team in sacks right now.
Right.
It's Leonard Floyd is leading the team in sacks,
Mhm.
but Aaron Donald's still, definitely making his presence felt, wrecking game plans. He's got 5 sacks, I believe. They get a hold of a guy in Von Miller who, I'm going to tell you something. My initial reaction to this was a little bit of buyer beware, possibly. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, Von's got 4.5 sacks this year, playing pretty decently. I think he has like 19 quarterback hits or something like that. I forget. It's
1920,
like,
yeah.
something in that way, right? So he's playing pretty well. But this is not 2015. Okay, this is not the Von Miller that made Cam Newton's life a living hell in the Super Bowl. This is not that same guy. So I know a lot of times in the NFL, especially when there is a trade for a prominent name, there's this expectation that the impact is going to match the name prominence. And I'm not saying that. I mean, first and foremost, the Rams don't necessarily even need Von Miller to be 2015 Von Miller. They just need they just want another impact pass rusher, which could, I mean, from a defensive standpoint at this point, man, if Von Miller is even 75% of the guy from 2015, that pass rush looks pretty nasty. But I just caution anyone who thinks that you're getting double-digit sack Von Miller, even though I guess he was close to being on pace to that anyway. But I don't know. I'm excited for the Rams, but I feel like I'm tempering my expectations a little bit because I understand where he is in his career, or having overcome serious injuries and all, and and the whole nine. So I don't know how you feel about the trade, but that was my first reaction.
I get where you're coming from because, I mean, obviously, and I hate to go back to the whole age aspect, Von Miller is 33 years old. However, though, Aaron Donald at age 30, he still commands a lot of double teams. Sebastian Joseph Davis also putting together a very strong year. He's starting to command double teams. Leonard Floyd, their best pass rusher, and also from last year, their best outside linebacker pass rusher, he also tends to command a lot of double teams. So now you factor in Von Miller. Von Miller's going to draw a lot more solo matchups than what people realize. And the Rams have actually truly been screaming for a consistent pass rusher opposite of Leonard Floyd, because here's the thing to look at opposite of Floyd. Justin Hollins is out until December because of a pectoral injury.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Lewis is a reserve, but then they rotate with Ogbonnia from Oklahoma. The problem with Ogbo is that he's injury prone. So I could see why they rolled the dice and made the move for Von Miller, especially in making that push towards the NFC title, let alone first the NFC West title. Now, I mean, I'm with you in the regards of, Von. I mean, Von was at the top of his game during that Super Bowl run. That's a given. But I feel like that an 8 to 9 sack Von Miller is still extremely beneficial for the Rams, especially when they go against Kyler Murray again, especially when they had the 2 games against the 49ers. Green Bay is also later this month as well. So, I mean, I could see why the move was made. And if you follow LA sports, it's like, you probably know by now, it's like LA teams, they will not hesitate to put the chips on the table and make a gamble. And the Rams did that this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault them. I mean, to be totally honest, if you're a fan, the way that the Rams have gone about business in terms of chasing huge, splashy kind of like acquisitions. If you're in, if you're a fan from another team, you're probably envious of it because they make the kind of moves that, you know, different fan bases, Twitter followings. This is the type of stuff that gets tweeted all day. This kind of stuff. It's these kinds of moves that generally don't get made by other teams. But the Rams have shown that they are willing to do it. And now we're talking about a defense that's got Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey. I mean, this is a stacked group. They're putting a team on the field at this point that Matt Stafford on offense, that if they don't win it all, it's a major disappointment.
It will be. And you know what, honestly, Brian, if the Rams do not win at all, I think honestly a lot of people will look at this team as a bigger disappointment than what LA saw out of the Dodgers this past season. I mean, and again, going back, Dodgers have made aggressive moves even when they were good. They went on and got Mookie Betts while they ended up winning the championship. The Lakers have made aggressive moves over the years. Thing is, though, is like with the Rams it's like when you really go back in time, Brian, going back to when they were in St. Louis in 1999, the Rams were actually winning off of free agents, prize free agents. Marshall Faulk was a prize free agent addition. Kurt Warner was considered a free agent addition, although at the time he was a little known name because Trent Green was supposed to be the starter.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you look at the makeshift of the Rams under the McVay era, it's like, unfortunately, people may scoff at the fact that they don't really build through the draft. Well, they've been building for free agency, and look what it's got them. It's gotten them into the playoffs. It got them to the 2019 NFC title. So whatever works for the Rams, whatever's working right now, they're going to roll with it, and that includes what you saw earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, and I definitely am not scoffing at that. Like I said, that is the type of thing that most fan bases would love to see their teams do. So, we'll see what happens with Aaron Donald and the Rams and Von Miller moving forward. But they will definitely have tons of even more eyes on them for the rest of the season than they have had leading up to this point.